Ba-bam! Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited and it's understood. It is so nice to be reunited with my ride. And not only my ride, but today's watch. Seiko Flightmaster Automatic SBDS 002. Let's check it out. Uh-oh, green light. Catching it. Almost. Oh, power slide. On the run. Alright, so what are we getting into? I'm flying around too much today. What am I getting into today? What are we looking at? Seiko released many Flightmasters over the years. And a small handful of them were full automatics we're wearing today. There were three. The SBDS 001 with a black-gray bezel. This one, the Deuce, with the brown titanium. All three of these models are titanium. This one has got a gray titanium with brown titanium. And I'll get into why in a minute. And then the last one is the one with the slide roll bezel. Basically, the fully automatic, full auto flighty, if you will. And Hobby of Ours is very pleased to have this one back in the mix because now all three are in-house, plus a fourth, kind of, and technically a fifth, but more on those and that group shot later, the forthcoming episode. So this is the 002, the Deuce Top Gun. And it's called Top Gun because, and the reason it's got the brown titanium is that that's the color that fighter jet nozzles turn after, many uses of afterburner and so on and so forth. So that's why it's called the Top Gun. And the 001 is an unlimited version, and you can find those semi-regularly. There are only 300 of this one, and there's only 300 of the 003. And this was the first one that I ever bought a couple years back. I bought it, and it had a bezel issue, so of course got a little bit of a discount. And it took me a while, but I fixed it. I got the parts out of Japan. Made a great contact over there. Hiroki, if you're watching, I'm thinking about you, brother. Hoping you and your family are well, dude. And it was my first watch project. And ultimately, I sold that watch. I flipped it, made some money on it, made some good money on it, and ended up collecting the other two. I got the number 3, which was the slide roll one, and then hunted the number 1. And then, I don't know, the collector in me is like, oh, I have to get the brown one back. And I wasn't originally a fan of this watch from a design look aesthetic. I bought it the first time because it was priced in. And the other two models are better, or I shouldn't say better, I said more attractive. They've all got the same movement, which is the 6S37, and has a power reserve. Column wheel chronograph that was meant for Grand Seiko. They ultimately didn't end up using it in the Grand Seiko line, and ultimately licensed it out to Tag. So this movement is in a Tag watch somewhere in the world right now, which I have to find because I own 2 of these brown ones, the one I'm wearing, and one that was absolutely thrashed by someone. I have no idea what happened to this watch in its life. Why it didn't come on a bracelet. I think I got it for like 250 bucks or something. Missing a rotor, a bunch of gears. It has a display case back. A bunch of gears rattling around inside. And I thought I was such a genius. I found this out there, picked it up. I'm like, oh, I'll just send this over to Seiko Japan, pay them 800 bucks, 1200 bucks, whatever, to restore it, service it, put a bunch of parts back into it, and I'll be back into the watch under 15. Wrong. Sent it to Seiko USA. They was like, oh, this has to go to Japan. I was like, okay, I figured on that. Went to Japan. It was over there for months. Cost me 150 bucks bench fee plus shipping to and fro to find out that they can't work on it. Can't or won't or don't have the parts, unwilling, whatever. So hilariously out of that money. But I still have it. And if anything goes wrong with one of these three that I have, I've got a smattering of parts. But part of me daydreams about finding one of the tags out there that has the movement and maybe get that on special, and then having my watch guy Frankenstein it into the other one of these I have. I wouldn't pass it on as an original Seiko. I'd probably end up keeping it, maybe keep that, flip this, I don't know. But I'm glad to have it back, and it's the collector in me that is really excited to have it back in. Although this watch is one of my few watches that my mother actually liked and would indulge me in a few moments conversation about. But in the spirit of sharing rare birds, that's why it's coming out today. Kind of a shorter video today. Just wanted to talk about this watch. I love seeing rare watches shared that I've never seen, and I thought you might enjoy that as well. I'm going to do a longer video with the Power Trio all together, and something a little special for that. That episode's going to take some planning and some shooting and a whole bunch of stuff. This is just me running around in the car, sharing a rare bird and this wonderful hobby of ours. Rainy day today, so I'm going to get back to it. Hope you are enjoying your day, and we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, take care.